You say you didn't know. Okay, bro. You were the CEO. Come on, look in the mirror. Traffickers. You were a pedophile, babe.
Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
20 times of cocaine. Now that's what I call trafficking. On a boat you owe. Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Boom. It looks like Kane just hopped in. I don't know if we want to fill in the space before the set begins. Kane, I don't know if you can hear us. How much time do you need to get things set up? Or yeah, let us know. Sweet. Drago, I don't like that 2 minute song. I don't know if we want to play it out already, but if you want to replay that, I don't think anyone would be mad. And it should be perfect timing for Kane. But if he jumps in the interim, cut it.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals,
The largest corporate fine at the time.
criminals,
$13 billion. That's billion.
criminals,
For selling that securitized mortgage loans. Ruining people's lives, taking their homes.
criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
You say you didn't know. Okay, bro. You were the CEO. Come on, look in the mirror.
Traffickers,
You were a pedophile, babe.
criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
Now that's what I call trafficking. On a boat you owe. Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers,
Yeah.
anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. Criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
Let her rip, Kane.
Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, fucking awesome. All right, sorry. I'm used to the stage thing now because I'm spoiled. I'm a big spoiled prima donna who's used to being pampered by the warm, sweet embrace of people smarter than me doing all the heavy lifting. I had a feeling this might happen because Discord is a fickle mistress, and she wants me to know what I'm doing, and I don't. So I'm gonna drop something in this chat that you're not supposed to have yet. Also, we're early, so I'm gonna delete it before other people get here. So yeah, boom. There you go. That weird, crazy link that I've often cautioned people not to click, especially from untrustworthy, unreliable sources like me. Click it at your own risk. But if you are bold and daring, what you will find is the player from my album. Yeah. That's the player from my album with all 10 songs intact. It's not the actual player. It's the closest kind of reasonable facsimile. It's the test one. The funny thing is the test one had to be built like the real one. So that link that you just didn't click is actually going to work forever because it's on our weave. So if tomorrow the people that clear samples listen to that and say, hey, fucking Kane, I noticed you sampled fucking Freddie Spaghetti's first album. Where's that money? And I go, eat a bag of dicks with Morton salt. You're not getting any money. And they go, not getting any money. There's nothing they can do about it because it's on our weave forever. And now you have it forever. No backsies, no take backsies, no fake seas, no backsies, no take backsies. But it's safe. You don't have to click it. Just letting you know that that's that. I had a feeling again that this might happen, so I was prepared to also share with you my favorite part of the album, which is a song called Clear. The lyrics are being transcribed right now. There's a certain little thing that's called proof of work that you're going to get with the album that's going to actually do what I'm doing right now. If you weren't fortunate enough to be here to hear me do this, then you'd still get, the pleasure of knowing stuff. I write out all the lyrics, and then I type up what everything means. So there's no hidden meaning, there's no anything, there's no you don't have to think that you put too much into it because I'm going to type up everything that I fucking mean. That way you know what I meant, and there's no question about it. It's all proof of work. Been doing it before, brought it back for this. And the song's called Clear, so what it says is, it's my booze, my perks, my Cardi, my AK, my turf, my posse. My baby never hurt nobody, still got smoke, the baby party. Still got jokes, I maintain karma. God be in the middle of a man and a monster. Jekyll in the high with the heckle in the ride. When you make a little shine, doing good for a darkie. Getting ass. You ass or a donkey. Everybody gorillas and wolves and dogs, the wool be off. My eyes designs a menagerie. Ugh. We ain't animals. We ain't your entertainment. These ain't cameras. They're little windows to an invisible zoo. They fill us with Ritalin, then put the Ritalin in the cue ball. Knock the colors all down in the tubes. You pay them to get them out to put them back where they shoot. Eights are great. You break, displace middle, passage, past the master, platinum ain't vittles, Casret bad. It has the knack to train killers. We give them chicken noodle soup with the soda and the Skittles. Ting. Swizzlers makes mouth happy. Need to smile, don't know yo pappy. Me so bomber, fuck yo cabbage. We be getting money, eating gummy, keeping nappy. Funky, gladly. Junkie, monkey on my back screen, put him on the ground with the pound, you a savage. Hard to see a queen when you're looking for a bad bitch. We taught to get dough, then show love. But love's in a disco, sniff those drugs. Drugs in your zip code, don't grow none of us got a Diplo. Oh, ma. We hustle, living on the run while we always move fast. What's the masses want? Watch Fox News put a mask on us. We crazy, brazen animals. That man on dust, shoot him. Neuter so they don't grow sons. Clap, clap, clap. Coochie for the no-no drugs. Liquor store, gun store. What? Party over here. It ain't hard for you to see, but it's hard for you to hear. I don't give a fuck long as y'all be aware with this my conscience clear. So the whole point of clear is just that, to clear my conscience. It's the only record on the only song on the entire album where I actually address political stuff, world stuff, global stuff, which is a little bit more rare for me. Most projects I do is a lot more of that. This project's a little bit more selfish because it's a little bit more of the things that I'm. It's actually a really angry project. But it's not the kind of anger that is me shouting. It's a lot of the anger of me kind of like being on fire, but no one else could feel it. So yeah, I thought I would share that part. Just in case my audio setup did not behave and cooperate, which I gotta figure out what the hell's going on with that. But yeah, that's clear. That's my favorite scheme is that pool table, the zoo pool table. I love the pool table one. It's a good scheme. There. Now you've heard it. And you can't unhear it. Also, now you have the album. And you can't unhave it. So, leads to even more of a value proposition. If you already have the music, why buy it? Because you don't own it. And that's kind of the whole point of Web3. I've spent the last, I've been up for a lot of days in a row now. So I spent the last maybe 2 weeks arguing with more normie music people than I've ever argued with in the last fucking 10 years. And it's all value proposition. So I think that for people who understand what this is, they'll see it. But for people who don't, they won't and they shouldn't. And for those people, it's not for them. So, yeah. I'm super fucking crazy these days. Fucking doing good. All right. Has everybody hit that link that you shouldn't be clicking yet already? You all good? Y'all got it? Saved it? I can take it away? Everybody good? Y'all seen it? You touched it? Rubbed it with your face? All right, I'm gonna rub that this chat room down with lemon pledge. It won't be there. So make sure if you don't have it, you got it. Yes, rub it some more. Put it in your butt. Okay, that's Dragon. We're this week's show is really going to be just us interventioning you. You know that, right? You know that's coming. You understand why that has to happen. We're going to just intervention you. The whole episode is going to just be dedicated to you getting interventioned and not getting proper customer service on your toots.
Good.
Last episode, we found out Dragon 8's purchasing prostitutes, poor customer service. That's not okay. The hooker's fine. You know, scratch that itch, get your June bug out. The problem is them just thinking they can show up whenever they want. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, sir. Ridiculous, goddamn ridiculous. And I won't have that for you. You're a dignified man of respect. You should have prompt hookers. I wish that for you. I demand that. We all demand that for you. I mean, imagine the consequences of hookers thinking they can show up whenever they want. That's what's happened in the Dragon 8. Hookers just showing up whenever they want. If you order a hooker, and I'm not saying we do, because we're all great people. We never order hookers here. But sex work is work, and that man pays for top quality. So if he's ordering some hookers, right, and you're thinking like maybe this is like a 7 p.m. tryst quick hooker brunch, and then, off to bed with you. You got a big day tomorrow. Hooker doesn't show, by the way, doesn't show up. The next day, 4 in the afternoon, hey, what's going on? Somebody ordered some hot cock. By the way, the hookers are dudes. Do you understand how crazy that is? So yeah, that's why we have to intervention you, because I can't have that happen. All right, good stuff. Now I'm gonna go and delete this link. Delete. But if you are here in the wonderful WIP Meetup, which by the way, I'm like, I know you guys are here all the time, but for me, this is a big deal. So if you are here in the WIP Meetup and you just got the audio and you can listen to it and hear it and enjoy it with your face, please hit me on Twitter and let me know what you think about it. Because most people have not heard that. That's a really big deal. Hey, Brooke Hawk, you got me out there and rocking my Kane Mayfields and my shield. Dragon 8's mom was there. She heard the whole episode. Yeah, premium, top quality. I'm really good at void talking. No one's here. So, anywho, that's trying to think the other thing. Yeah, so that's clear. And I think that when you get a chance to listen to the album in its entirety, you guys will enjoy it. You're getting in a wagon? What do you mean you're getting in a wagon? What the fuck is... You're getting driven around in a dumpster? Oh, this is a metaverse thing. Yeah, I forgot. Man, listen, I've been up for a couple days in a row now at this point. And 1, I look crazy. 2, I'm growing basically the beginning of dreadlocks, which is not okay. Gotta get a haircut. I look very homeless. I look very Mr. Wendell. I look as though I should be dancing, African-style dancing, as a bunch of black bohemians fucking play the bongo drums and wish everyone a happy Coogee Chocolate brunch or whatever the motherfuckers be doing. Mr. Wendell. By the way, if you are over the age of 40-something, that was a fucking dead bullseye reference for you. There's a young man that's in here helping put together some patio furniture. He doesn't know what the fuck I just said. He has no clue. None of that. That was all sorcery gibberish to him. Yeah, Mr. Wendell. You know the yell. You know the Mr. Wendell yell. You got to do the I challenge you to a game of horseshoes. Listen, once upon a time, Arrested Development was an actual rap group. We promoted rap groups like Arrested Development. We didn't take them seriously, goddammit, but we had them as an option. A game of horseshoes, yeah, a game of horseshoes. Thank you, Rizzle. A game of horseshoes. That was ridiculous. We're goddamn ridiculous. That was rap, and now we have Lil Baby Verts and Lil Uzi Champ and all the ones, all the ones that with their them little names. They're very niggery. They're very angry. All that shouting and jumping around, doing that fucking, I don't know what the fuck that shit is, that Atlanta Rosetta Stone where all their words touch. If it makes you feel better, if you're like not listening to that, I'm a black guy and I don't know what the fuck the niggas talking about. And I listen to rap my whole life. They make me feel like an old racist white man. Because it's like, how you was it? I was like, what the fuck did he just say? That's not rap. Because you know what's rap? Mr. Wendell. Also, if you smile really, really big and put your hands, both of your hands, over your head as high as you can, and you say the name of any African NBA player, It sounds like a Kwanzaa day. Hold on. Don't do it publicly. Just do it in your head because you're performing a racism. I'm giving you permission. Don't worry. It's not going to hold up in court. But if you put both hands over your head and you got to smile, if you don't smile, it's more racist. So you got to put your. Hold on. I'm showing the people on the internet. You want to try?
No, I'm good.
No, it's okay. Listen, you're some sort of. I don't know what you are. You're racially ambiguous, but you can get away with this. You're almost there. Try it. Both hands. Come on. Right here. Do it. Dikembe!
I'm good.
Come on. That's just a Kwanzaa day. No? It's okay. You didn't go for it because you're smart.
Mm-hmm.
I almost tricked you into a racism. Always stay that vigilant. You'll be okay in life. He wouldn't go for that shit. That's a very smart young man. I'm extremely influential, and he resisted it. It's because I'm tired.
Kane, this Brookhawk, your album, like, is it dropping somewhere? What's the info on that? When's that going down?
Oh, yeah, sorry. See, Brooke, this is why you're here, buddy, because I'll just do this. I'll just start public schooling. So my album will be out Tuesday. It's Bitcoin-infused music. And, by the way, thank you, Brookhawk, because I think besides Easy and Trizlet, many of you may not know that was about to go off the fucking rails. So way to get right back on track, bro. I've been up for a lot of days, bro.
Kane, to be fair, man, we're gonna give you we're gonna kick this off like officially in like a minute or so.
Okay,
we're
cool.
gonna give you time to talk about the album. We're gonna let Rutger talk in the parcel, and then we're gonna shove everyone into your voxel spot and listen to you talk about
hey.
stuff going on with it.
You're gonna listen. We gotta figure out a different way to say that because shoving everyone in my voxel spot sounds rambunctious and uncomfortable, right? And also, you know what? That's not love,
man.
That's not love.
It's a love shove. It's the brotherly shove, man. You got to be aggressive with these people. Otherwise, like, you get just avatars like wandering around and stuck in burgers and stuff like that. So you gotta shove these people through the portal. And we're gonna shove them to your voxel spot, man. But first, we're gonna kick this thing off and do our intro thing.
All right, I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah. Let's.
Oh.
Thank the Lord it's Thursday and we meet each other again. The WIP crew is ready for this virtual event. The seas might be rough, but we will have a jolly time. Is everybody here? Are the avatars in line? There's so much going on in the NFT world. It seems like uncharted sea. Let Matthew and Drizzle guide us through. The speaker is ready and so are we. Let's keep sailing on the metaverse. Thursdays when the lightning strikes. So listen up, there's a lot to learn. Keep the treasure in your sight. Please no one get the veggie draw. Just upgrade your microphone. Together we're strong, we ain't gonna stop. Welcome to the WIP Meetup.
Boom. Quick mic check, y'all. Can y'all hear me okay? Good audio. Easy, quick with it as always. Big shout out to Kane. Looking forward to those updates at the latter half of the show. Shout out to everyone who wasn't tricked into a racism by Kane. I think that's a good step forward. Downloaded that album. Can't wait to listen to that after we wrap the WIP today. And last week was a heaping portion of the WIP with WIPsgiving. There's been a whole lot of chatter about that in the interim. There's been a lot of good writing about it. Shout out to Pat Ziggy, aka Ray Buckton, who had an epic post about it, covering it. Alpha Leak, I don't know what to call it, but Babe Backner's penned some amazing prose that highlights WIPsgiving amongst other things and other amazing metaverse builders. So look out for that heading forward. But really excited for the show today. We got a couple of legends on, like we already said. Kane's in the house, going to be talking about the new album that he's releasing. We have Rutger Vandertas with us today, who's going to be peeling back the layers to Absolution's new project. I heard there's a potential chance for folks to win an edition. But for folks that don't win an edition, I hope that you check out and listen to the master himself. And if the project sounds cool, hopefully, and if there's editions available, go ahead and go scoop those editions. Quick shield before I pass the mic to the hype master of the metaverse. Listen to Rizzo and I run our mouth some more, and Trizlet as well. We had Trizlet time at the beginning of this week's episode. We talked about taxes somehow. I think I brought that up. Trizlet ran with it. Rizzo blamed Trizlet. It's kind of like an awesome show. Let me recap what's given. So the vibes are good with that. And with that, I'll shut my mouth, pass the mic to the hype master of the metaverse, Rizzo, so we can get things rolling for today's show. Rizzo, take it away, dude.
Quick mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Crispy.
Something. Yay. Utter chaos in the WIP parcel, as expected. I messed around with like the speeds on all the vehicles. It was way worse earlier. The cabins or the carriages are there for like people who want to play it safe. If you're like nervous about all the action or the burgers are too fast, the carriages are like a more like crowd appropriate speed. But if you notice, I removed the crowd because I anticipated chaos, so I got them out of the way. Also optimization. I just saw a monster truck go flying past me. I'm in a carriage with easy. Big shout out to Kane and Rutger. I'm gonna give you all like a general run of show and do like a little bit of housekeeping. Important stuff. Make sure you sign the guest book. It's up on the stage as it is always each week. I'm gonna drop the link in here in the chat. If you are new or haven't been here in a while, we're in the general channel of the Discord here, so make sure you're like following along there because that's where all the links and everything are being dropped. That guest book is important. Fabiano and Patricia have whipped up a voxel tree, which we couldn't get the colors right. It was actually supposed to like, we're going to put it in here in place of the burger on the side. It's like a nice Christmas tree. We're going to get festive, but instead it's like a sort of like a WIPsgiving parade takedown with like a bunch of burgers. That shout out Code Trip made them drivable. So hop in a burger, sign the guest book. We're getting a voxel tree this week that we should throw a whole bunch of them in here for next week and make it like nice and festive. It's a nice Christmas tree. So shout out Fabio and Patricia for hooking us up. The guest book is also important because at the end of the WIP, we're going to be putting that guest book list of names on the random wheel spinner. And Rutger is going to be minting one of his new pieces live. And if you are in the parcel and you are on stage and sort of look towards the buildings on the right, there's a piece of art that's changing slowly over time. And I'm going to let him tell you about them. But each one of those is different. It's a dope project. And everyone has a chance to win one today. No, Hidden Forces, you did not miss Kane. Kane was kind enough to hop on and do the pre-whip. After we hear from Rutger about his piece, we're going to hop over to Kane's spot in Voxels, hear from Kane's project that he's dropping that he was just sort of alluding to earlier. And once we hear from Kane, before we wrap things up, okay, you missed Kane doing a racism. Once we do that, before we wrap things up, we're going to spin that wheel to see who won the piece from Rutger. We'll mint that live for a lucky person here. But we're gonna make it. I don't know. We're gonna make it like difficult. If you sign the guest book and duck and you're not here, oh my, you don't get to win, right? Unless you have like an excused absence or you like sign out like appropriately, right? We don't want anyone like any randos coming in here signing the guest book and like ducking out of here with like a real dope piece of art that they won't appreciate. You have to either like be here for the end of the WIP when we raffle this thing off, or you have to have like an excused absence. You have to check in with Matt or Show. Send one of them like a DM or something. Or not a DM, a message in general. If you got to leave early and you still want to win. So anyway, it's a long way to say sign that guest book. It's important. If you've been signing it, check your hidden folder because we're sending you stuff every week. You probably got one of these burgers that we were driving around in from last week. And yeah, I think that's the major run of show. Direct questions at show at SHO if you have any questions for any of our guests, and he will relay them to our guests afterwards. We're going to try and keep it like 5-8 minutes a speaker, so we have time to go around with some questions and everything. Portal everyone around. We'll do a group shot in Voxels afterwards in Kane's spot. I believe it's Rare Skrilla's spot afterwards, but he can tell us. And it will be dope. we've got a lot of dope whips coming up, a lot of plans in the works. So stick around for all the things. I'm going to drop our link tree, which needs love. There's like all this stuff going on, and we got like, I keep forgetting to hyperlink it. Figure that out one of these weeks, but we got a Twitch feed if you miss us, a YouTube feed, wrapping all this stuff up. Show's going to be here when we wrap with the Afties, and he's like dropping knowledge every single week that if you skip one, you can always go back and listen to what he's got to say. So stay in the loop with us and do all the things. Shout out to the crew who makes this happen week in and week out. If you want to donate to the crew, there's banners and stuff up on stage that Brookhawk kindly whipped up for us. There's a giant QR code. It goes to the WIPmeetup.eth, which automatically gets chopped up to amongst the crew via 0x splits. So you don't have to trust any of us, including Matt, to like rug anybody here, even though we're on like a pretty good like no rug streak over here. So shout out to everyone who makes this happen week out. We got a big old crew now who does this all the time with us, and appreciate every one of you. Foxy Yoga, Enoch Show, Dragonate, Conwolf the Stowaway, Brookhawk the Chef, Fabiano, Patricia, Fractillions, Johan, Pat Ziggy, Matt, Metageist. There's a lot of other people who've been chipping in. It's not enough to mention everybody. So thank you all. And with that, I'm going to throw it over to Rutger. If you're not already in the WIP parcel, you should be, because if you're in there and you're looking amongst these buildings, this is all like images from Rutger's project now that he's about to talk about. So you may think it's just like gigantic, nice murals, but they have a purpose, and it's like all Rutger's stuff. So Rutger, man, I'm going to pass the mic over to you so you can tell us a little bit about this. And if anyone has questions, direct them at show in the chat box.
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I've been like struggling with my headphones and connecting everything well, and then I thought I was connected to my laptop, but then again I was connected to something else. But thanks for having me here, and it's the second time here. So I think the first time was 2 years ago. So you're doing a great job. I really enjoy what you're doing, and the putting up the Absolution like screens up in the WIP are really amazing. It's great to see them like this, and it's also I don't know if anyone is in there now and standing in front of one of the live animations. I was really surprised that it's possible to have it up like that. I'm happy to answer any questions after I explained a little bit about the project. I wanted to create something which was not part of a third party, not part of Super Rare or Async, but something which was minted on my own contract. So I was talking to two developers for a few weeks, and after that we came to the conclusion that my ideas were a bit too wild, but we brought them back, and Absolution was what we went for. So Absolution is it's an art project which is like set up in two stages. The first stage is where we slowly see the 11 layers it's made of taken down. They are going to be taken down by the price rise of Pepe. So if you go over to the website absolution.art, there's the Medium article on the bottom of the page. If you go there, you can see the full written part about the project. But I wanted to incorporate like the market feeling in the crypto art scene in general, and the hype-driven things that we are all dealing with every day. And I was thinking about the liquidity that's getting sucked out of the art market by meme projects and stuff. So I thought maybe it's good to, well, good is a relative word, I guess. It's interesting to tie my art to the rise of a coin, which is also taking away liquidity from the art that could have been like going into the pockets of artists instead of people who are speculating on more money. So Absolution, the first part will be like if Pepe ever reaches 1 cent, then there will only be 2 layers left pulsing. So that's the background, and I think the word, sorry, there was a background, a different background, and the wording. So and then we've got scenario B in that's going to come live Pizza Day, Bitcoin Pizza Day 2026, I guess. Yeah, 2026. That's when Art will win from the Pepe and all the meme coin projects, and all the layers will be turned off on again, and the animation will flow back into its natural art state. So that's it in a nutshell, I guess. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to ask. I can also explain a bit more about the layers if there's more time. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about these layers, to be honest. And then, did I get that mechanic right? So as or if Pepe continues to increase in value, the layers sort of disappear. Is that right? How the dynamic states update?
Yes, yeah. So it's built off of 11 layers, and they are also, like, the names are also sort of connected to things that we encounter in our daily lives. Let's see. The first layer that's get taken down is called the party. And that's a reference to the book 1984 by George Orwell. And there's also like layer names as Big Brother, biometric tracking, Ministry of Planking, Newspeak, all these references to things that we are sort of living nowadays. While the book was written in the late 40s, I think. So that's one part. That's the first thing that's taken down. And then we have the human states as well, with inactivity and no thoughts, or Homo sapiens, formless, mental, numb. Those are all like ingredients to me that, if you look at the layers and the changes that they go through, that you could use as ingredients while you look at it and have different associations towards the visuals of the artwork.
So interesting. As soon as I heard about this project, I was immediately intrigued. I did not know that it was dynamic in the sense that it would get, like, it would unwrap itself.
Mm-hmm.
But that was very, very cool. But I don't know if there's any other questions, but I know Sho at least will have a couple questions for you, so we'll pass the mic to Sho to relay any questions from the audience or to hit you with his own questions.
All good.
Hey y'all, how's my audio? Am I 2x2 or 5x5? Awesome. Hey Rutger, what's going on, man?
Yeah, hello, how you doing? I'm fine, thanks.
Good. The biggest thing I wanted to know when listening to you was whether or not this project was born of frustration. Was this?
No, definitely not. It was more a response to, not a frustration. But I do think there's a lot of, personally, it's not frustration, but I was looking for a narrative. And this is one of the narratives that came up while being in the crypto art scene for a few years, like the hype cycles and the pump and dumps and all these things that come and go. And then eventually the art stays. So I think I was trying to put them two together, not out of frustration, but more as like an exploration of a narrative.
Okay. In regards to the layers, is there some kind of program attached, or like something within the code that when it unravels, it's unraveling parallel to current, I guess, crypto cultural conditions?
Well, the smart contract that's been made by two developers, and that's like, it's tied to, the only thing that it's tied to is the data of the rising of the price of Pepe, but the layers itself, they have their own dynamics. So when scenario A, is done, then only the posing of the layers will be there. So that's something which will always run in the background. Did I understand your question right, by the way?
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Lastly, we have a question from Easy in Crypto. He would like to know when is the drop happening?
It dropped on 7/11, so like last month. Actually, today it's live for a month. Yeah, it's live already, so you can mint if you want. I did not hook up with any other third party or promotional websites to do anything with it to get it known more, which I'm not sure if I should have done that. But at the moment it's live, so it's just doing its thing, and I'm talking about it like on this show, and I hope to do it more often.
Boom. And then Rizzle, the live minting for the lucky guest book sign up, we're going to do that towards the end of the show. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Everyone a
Yeah.
chance to sign the guest book, and I'll throw everyone's name on the wheel of names at the end after we go over to Kane's spot and before the group shot.
Boom. There we go. So everyone make sure you check out absolution.art in the meantime. If you want to forego the fickle fate of chance at the end of the show, go ahead and spend 0.1 ETH, collect this art. There's a number of editions left. Rutger, sir, thank you so much for swinging through and unpacking the layers to this amazing project. I'm going to scoop one shortly as soon as I connect my wallet. And with that, would love to pass the mic back to Kane. I refuse to be tricked into a racism, so don't even try, sir. But Kane, take the mic, and then Rizzle, drop those links or tell us where those portals are so we can jump into Kane's world and Crypto Voxels.
I was gonna say, yep. Right before we pass the mic over to Kane, we'll start shoving people into his voxel. I'm gonna drop the link in Discord here. I'm not sure if the portal works or not in World, so I'll drop a link here. But that's where we're headed now, over to Rare Villa. I'll drop the link over here, and while everyone's sort of teleporting and heading over that way, Kane, pass the mic over to.
Yeah, as you're shoving it up. Yeah. And no one gets tricked into racisms, sir. I'm not a sprite or some sort of a forest nymph. They rely on tricks. I rely on mild implication and innuendo, which means you didn't actually do a racism. I just said you did, and people believed me. And since you're already accused, you relax and you let your guard down, and then you throw a couple actual ones in there, because if you're going to go to jail for murder, you might as well kill you some motherfuckers. That's all I'm ever saying. I'm never saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying everybody's happy. I just changed my PFP to a Pepe because you guys hang out in different metaverses than me, and that was discriminatory, okay? Because I was over there doing the butt naked, and then I had to put on an avocado because the only options I had were that or a watermelon, all right? So you already did a racism. Boom. Look at that. Force your hand. Anyway, good to see everybody. I fucking love you guys, and you don't know how happy I am to see my name on a WIP flyer. It's like, I'm not buttering your biscuit. Remember, I'm a token smart person, so all I know is this being really fancy, and like, if you're on this program, you're doing it real BIG. So like, I feel good. I feel really good. Not the James Brown way, because I don't have the hair for it. But yeah, anyway, so I made an album. And for those of you who are early and not late, because I'm looking around and some of you were fucking late. And that's shame on you. You missed the album. I gave it to everybody for free. Now you missed it. So if you were early, you have the thing for the Who's It's. But what you didn't know is all the other stuff of why it's good. So my album is a fake rare. We're in the Rare Villa. So if you look around, there's some cool stuff. I will recommend signing the Yes book, and I will be airdropping some unlockable content to the people who are here to enjoy the Rare Villa. but my NFT is a fake rare. So it's a fake rare Pepe counterparty. In the last 2.5 years, almost 2 years, a lot's happened over there. Ghostface, Ill Bill, Tech from Smith & Wesson, DJ Qbert, a bunch of rare artists, VVD curating a collection, like crazy shit. And between that helping to give birth to like some other great projects on ETH and other things, it just is for me a really great collection to be a part of. So it's a fake rare. It's also a Bitcoin infused album. And what that means is a buddy of mine, Rad Bitcoin Audio, did this years ago. He's been doing this for a long time. He built a piece of hardware that attaches to his miner rig that converts the Bitcoin transaction, hash, Merkle root, all that stuff into a sound. I then took that sound and laced it through 10 records. My exact instructions to the producer were, I don't give a fuck if they can hear it or not. It just needs to be in there. If I advertise it as having cinnamon, I need to be able to point to the part where there's cinnamon if anyone ever questions me. So make sure it's in there. And I don't have to hear it because we're not making Spacely Sprocket music. Which, when you say that back, it kind of sounds like I knew what I was getting into. I didn't. I didn't think he would be able to do it as good as he did. And when he was done, I had records that I legitimately had to go, okay, well, where's the Bitcoin sound in this one? Because there's obviously none. And that's because he took it, stretched it, played it like a guitar. But he really did a great job. But I needed it to be, how do I phrase it? I needed it to be more obvious. So we went back and put the beat boops in. For those of you who are wondering what Bitcoin sounds like, if you're over the age of 18, you remember what the internet sounds like. So kind of like that, the beat boops. So we put the beat boops back in it on top of the good records, just to remind people who are listening to the sound of Bitcoin like an audio die pack. And I then kind of took a page out of Skrilla's book because he's who onboarded me, and I made these like audio memetics. And I see what he does, and I realize that his music sounds two different ways. Like I've known Skrilla since the 2009, 10, so I've always heard his music, and I find that now that I'm in this space, his music sounds a little different. Like there's a if you know aspect, so I wanted to copy that. So in the beginning of the album, if you listen to the intro, and the guy says, they switched from gold to paper gold. You hear the brrr, the money machine go brr, the money printer go brr, which y'all know what that is, but a traditional rap listener doesn't know what that is. So that gives people this kind of dual experience of being able to appreciate what's happening while also, having something else to enjoy that everyone else can, have fun with too. So Bitcoin infused. It's also a scarcity auction, which that's where fine Bitcoin goods are sold. That's going to be on the 12th of December, next Tuesday. That'll go for 2 days, and then after that, I can move it over to ETH without copy minting through Emblem Vault. So a dual blockchain release on the biggest, to me, Bitcoin digital auction house for fake rare, a curated collection on Counterparty. And if that wasn't enough, I'm also going to use the great Joe Looney's wallet to do unlockable content, because a lot of people don't know that you can do unlockable content on Counterparty. So I'm going to do unlockable content on Counterparty through Joe Looney's wallet. There's another version of the album that's going to get unlocked through Basement, which is a great Counterparty music platform that doesn't get enough credit. And on top of that, I know this seems like I'm overloading, but there's a lot of cool shit over there. And then on top of that, this is the beginning of kind of me getting my own mafia family. I've asked, actually. I know I'm putting a little bit on it, and that's just how y'all know me. I talk how I talk, but you don't just get your own green banner on Counterparty. You have to ask. And they'll say fucking no. Like J-Dog or whoever's over there will just tell you no. So I'm going to get my own green banner, which is essentially my own verified collection on Counterparty. So this will be a fake rare, but it'll also be Series 1, Card 1 of something that we're calling Bitcoin Audio, which I hope to make into, something of prominence as far as a brand new music collection on Counterparty. And I'm going to do a Series 0 and go back and show love and honor and respect to all the great music stuff that was done on Counterparty way before me. So new collection, old collection, new tech, old tech, Bitcoin and ETH. And on top of that, it's going to be some dope art. So that's my album. It's called Dust. And I guess the last thing is just why it's called Dust. For those, you guys know, I've been explaining this to normies all week. So when you have if I had $1 in Bitcoin and I bought something for 85 cents and it was a 10-cent transaction fee, probably higher now because ordinals, but it was a 10-cent transaction fee, I would have 5 cents left. With a 10-cent transaction fee, there's not much I can do with 5 cents. I can't give it to you. I can't spend it. It's just stuck in my wallet. And while it's a thing of value, the cost of extracting it is too much. And in the Bitcoin world, that's called dust. In the Web 2 music world, especially rap, the kind of music I make, I am dust. I'm dust in rap's wallet. I'm a thing of value, but the cost of extracting me, and not just me, it's 10,000 guys like me. We're talented. We make great stuff, but you can't use our music to sell a fucking Toyota Tacoma. So they don't really have a need for us. And yeah, you can hang around and grind it and mill it out. And if you're really, really lucky, you can open for R.A. the Rugged Man in Prague, or you can, go on, do a show with Onyx in Munich. But ultimately, you're just dust in rap's wallet, and they're waiting for the opportunity to pave over your road and paint over your tag and forget that you're there. So the Bitcoin crypto art space is really good at extracting dust. So I get to be a thing of value. And yeah, Hidden Forces, Onyx is dope. Ari the Rugged Man is dope. That's not a punishment. Like, that's the crazy shit that when I know when I say it, it sounds like all you get is, fuck all you get. You don't get that. You have to bleed for that. You're going to fight to the death with all of the talent against the most talented motherfuckers you've ever heard to be able to get that. You have to fucking procure that. And most people never get the opportunity to. Because just because you're dust doesn't mean, again, you're a thing of value. And it's a high school that don't graduate people. So the guy who was coming here in 96, they don't kick him out of school. He just shows up for woodshop, and you're never going to build a better birdhouse than him. You're not going to out-rap Planet Asia. You're not going to out-rap Elzai. Those guys are dust. So they're just here. So there's 10,000 guys that are, and gals and people who are just fucking incredible, but the traditional music world doesn't really have a use for us. So we get to, be here. And my whole point in illustrating this is that with this album, it's just to show my artist friends, hey, this is what's possible over here, that they know how to extract dust. And maybe we should be looking to get the fuck out of rap's wallet, go back to being a thing of value.
I love that, man. And damn, hitting us with the knowledge. Also, Johan's GIF is on point. We're all just dust in the wind. Shout out my boy Blue. With that, sorry, bad jokes. Show's going to hit you with those questions, man. I know a lot of people had questions early on. If you didn't hit Show with those questions, tag him now so he relays them to Kane. But Show, hit Kane up with those questions.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm excited.
Yeah, hopefully you're keeping your balls dry, 3 feet high and rising. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm from Long Island, so I put them in a flower pot for De La.
Hey.
Dicks out for Harambe. You know what I'm saying? That's how we.
Hey.
That's how we do it. And I don't keep my balls dry, Joe. And I'm a little insulted that you asked, frankly. A little insulted. The first time here, you keep my balls dry. No, I don't keep my balls dry. I'm a fat person. Constant level of moisture. The cumulonimbus that just stays around my waistline. My own little terrarium. You asked. You opened this up with dick and ball questions, and I'm here for them. Kane Mayfield, yes, that was my stripper name. Do you remember me? Yeah, with the OnlyFans. Yeah, you gotta be platinum to see the terrarium, though. Can't just see it. Yeah, he did. He did walk into that. Asking about my terrarium. Now he knows. Now you can't unhear it. Cumulonimbus.
So, in regards to creativity, I was gonna make a reference to piggyback off of you saying something about a nimbus, a cloud. I was gonna say something about pasta noose and make things kind of come back full circle to the De La Soul reference that I made. But I don't need to do that because you already did it on your own. In regards to creativity and your project, I'm curious about something in particular. So you utilized a waveform that was generated, I guess, as a stem within your music, and the output is, I guess, or the songs. Is that correct? As opposed to there being some kind of, I guess, intermediary or AI LLM that's mining Bitcoin each time your song is played. Is that correct?
No. So Bitcoin Audio is a miner, not a child, because that would be inappropriate. But he's a person who mines Bitcoin. He's been mining Bitcoin for 14 forevers. My neighbor's just driving across the grass. Man, I love living in the country. Anyway, so he built a piece of hardware that hooks up to his mining rig that does, again, and as far as the technicalities of how the flux capacitates, out of my pay grade. But it turns the Bitcoin transaction into a sound. It takes that data and, puts it through the whoosits and makes it a sound. We then took that sound and sampled it. And we sampled it two ways. One, we laced it through the beat in a way that you really won't hear unless you have producer ears. I do not. I have 10 rapper ears, so I can't hear that shit. And the other way is just in the raw form of it being beat boops, and you will hear the beat boops. Every time you hear beat boops on that album, that is the actual sound of Bitcoin. Not just any Bitcoin, the first 50 blocks Satoshi sent to Hal Finney. So the Genesis blocks. And then while we were doing it, that guy the other day was like, oh, you guys need to stop using 420 and 69 because we're a bunch of mature adults that don't have marshmallows in our cereal. And I do have marshmallows in my cereal, so fuck that guy. He doesn't know anything about Mr. Nimbus. Keep it moist, So we sampled the Genesis block out of G block, and then block 4, block 20, block 6, and block 9. Just because I can. Just fuck that guy. So those are where the beat boops come from. And there are, it's really good, but there's no actual Bitcoin inside my album, because if there was, I would extract it and I would spend it on fancy hats or a new wheel of cheese or, shit that I'm into.
Why not? Why not?
Why isn't there Bitcoin inside my album? Well, mostly because I'm poor. Because I don't just have spare hundos to stick inside my art for like creative purposes. If I had extra money, I wouldn't put it in a fish tank for women to swim around in to amuse my guests. I'd pay T-Mobile. So I did the metaphorical kind, and maybe next time, if I'm a super rich Bitcoin millionaire, then I will begin to infuse it with actual Bitcoin. And, fail that, I'll get like a shirt that says how we test, and I'll wear it and I'll exit out, and, I'll let the SEC know that I mean business. But until then, you know, I'm just gonna just do it artistically because I don't know how to do that without creating a security. I've always like kind of fought against the DeFiification of the art because Tibet says this thing, you know, the art is the token when the heart is the paint. He says it really fucking good, whatever the thing he says. It's very good. He also has a shillelagh stick like Flint Heart Glom Gold. I like that, man. And I believe something similar, just less poetic, which is if people are buying your thing for reasons that are good, you don't have to fuck around with it. Like there's certain places like Cardano, like no, you know, not maxing it. I'm just being honest. Cardano has a very strong coin culture. It's too strong. They don't give a fuck about art. They're not buying shit with Cardano unless you stuff it full of Cardano and it shits out Cardano on an interval they can time and set their watch by, which is unfortunate because there's some cool art that some people would like. But if you're down bad in the coin and you bought it at the fucking top and now you're riding the basement, they don't see, you know, if you bought Cardano at $100 a coin and it's now $1 a coin and my shit's 5 coin, you don't see it as 5 coin, you see it as 500 because that's just the way money works. So people are hesitant to spend their crypto. And I think one of the solutions we saw heavy in 22 and 23 is this DeFiification of the art where it's like, hey, you like the card? Well, here, stuff full of it. Now you can make money. We made a security by accident. I don't want to make securities. I want to make pictures for my rap songs. And for people who maybe are more interested in the security part, that's fine. You know, it's for everybody to get what they want. I made a fake rare with the Joe Looney wallet hookup on Counterparty. That's Series 1 card, one of a new collection with a cool Bitcoin thing and audio mimetics. I went extra heavy on the love to not, because I'm going to go light on the money. I'm going to go light on the greed. I'm not going to FOMO people. The music you can listen to, I've told a bunch of people already that are like, I don't have the crypto because it's going to be for 0.00315 for the first 100 and then 0.00420 for the next 100 on Scarce City. And then we're going to do vinyl. Top 10 collectors gets the vinyl shipped to them for free. If you can't buy it, cool. You can listen to it for free. You don't have to buy it. You know, you don't have to buy it. And that's the thing that makes it okay. I don't want to FOMO people. I went extra heavy on the value so I don't have to go extra, you know, because I'm intentionally gonna go light on the other side. I know me. And I'll lose collectors before I don't want to do all the search my Discord for the fucking Jade Monkey and then you find the map and take a picture with today's newspaper. You know what I mean? I want people to get it because it's good and because they can afford it. And I'm not onboarding people for it. Like I've been knife fighting on Facebook. I know a lot of y'all go to Facebook all the time. I'm over there fucking people like you can't have it. Why? Because you don't buy NFTs. And I'm not onboarding you for this. Why don't you just go listen to it for free? And they're, well, what if I want to buy it? This isn't reverse psychology, man. Stay the fuck, like you don't know what you're doing. This isn't bait. This is for residents. It's not going on iTunes. It's not going on Bandcamp or Spotify, any of that shit. It's staying here. It's a Bitcoin infused album. It's a crypto blockchain infused project. I want it to be here for the people that already live here. I know that's a lot of words considering what you asked, but what you asked shoulders up against something that I'm really, really passionate about, which is not onboarding people for the purpose of a transaction, not selling securities for my own personal enrichment. I was a fucking stockbroker. I had the Series 7, for God's sake. I just can't be out here accidental deathing people. I know better. So that's like the fucked up part about like knowing shit is that now I'm responsible for acting like it.
Mm-hmm. We have a question from Easy in Crypto. He would like to know, how long have you been working on this album?
Technically, since 2016. Technically. This entire album existed in 2016. It's not going to say, for those of people, the four of you maybe who've heard my album, like my actual album, Return to Rap, that's on all the platforms or whatever, this ain't going to sound like that. I had actually just finished that when I made this. I left, my parents were dead, my album didn't do very good. I talk about it on a song called Illusions. I'm very upset, and I feel like everyone's painting over my tags. I'm a rappity rap guy that people don't want to rap with because, you know, rap's a full contact sport for me. And when I left Baltimore, I left on the heels of 2 sold out one-man shows. Like, I was at the top of my career. I was mentally fucked. Career-wise, I was on good trajectory, but I was crazy as shit, and I was spiraling out of control, and my producer and my label head knew it. So they kind of gave me permission to leave before I did something terrible. I didn't know it. We talked about all this later. I didn't know any of this at the time. I thought they were just being cool. So I'm watching everyone rap outside, and they wouldn't do that when I was there. And they were giving all this credit to people who did a shittier version of what I did when they would never give me credit. And I was getting mad, but like, what the fuck? It felt like Transylvania people after Dracula was dead, and they're all just like, you know, doing midnight jogs and having picnics in the moonlight, just little fucking disrespectful shit. And I'm like, yo, hey, fuck you, man. I had to bleed, and y'all wouldn't give me any credit. Talking about, oh yeah, sorry. There's always a reason to not give me something. And I used to get really, in the moment I didn't care, because in rap you're gonna take some hits to your ego, so you just learn to not just pretend you don't feel it. But removed from it, I felt all of it. I felt every bit of it. Every last bit of it fucking pissed me off, and it made me really mad. So I started writing these records to make myself feel better from far away. And I had them, and my plan was, I was like, I should put this album out and promote it and spend money promoting it, and then on the day it comes out, just email it to my friends and turn my computer off. And that was what I wanted to do. And then pandemic, and then crypto, and I kind of wasn't mad no more, but I still had the records. So Street Scott, my producer, passed away, the one that I did all my music with. He passed away 2 years ago. And he knew what I was doing in here, and he loved it, and really proud of me and happy to see me happy again and doing music again. Our last 2 conversations were just about me making NFTs, and he was just so fucking stoked. And he's like, I see you're over there on Cybertron. That's what he called all this. He called this all Cybertron. And he's like, you're on Cybertron. You're killing it. You're happy. You know, this is what I wanted for you. This might have been what it was all for, just to get you here. And he died maybe a few months after that. And I didn't want to cover up our work together, but I also wanted to honor the space. So that's when I started working with Street Scott, and I gave him these records, and I said, hey man, here's 15 records. And he knew my producer. I was like, yo, he would want you to try to take his head off. So you need to outproduce him on all of these records. We'll take the best 10. And Street did, and we laced the Bitcoin sounds in there, and I think he did a really good job. He's going through some stuff right now, so I'm handling this part for him. But he owns a piece of the album. Bitcoin Audio, because he's the one with the beat boops, he owns a piece of the album. Trash Lights, our friend Trash Lights, who's fucking amazing, he mixed and mastered this album. And Talk Time, for those who don't know, Talk Time, I was inspired to make the album because how do you make an NFT album? Well, they did it in 21. They did a really good job. So we had to figure out how to do it. They did it, so I copied everything they did wholesale. And I told them, I said, hey, I'm going to copy you. Is that okay? So I copied Talk Time, and then my idea was to add all the other stuff to it because of my gross inadequacy. So since 2016, and then I guess the actual idea for a Bitcoin-infused album happened in the middle of 21. I was still just a token smart person, not to say just, but I really hadn't ventured off anywhere else when I met Bitcoin Audio. And he told me Skrilla told me about what he had. And I thought it was kind of silly that no one else was making a big deal over it. Like, no one else was fucking around with the sound of the blockchain. So I wanted to make a whole album, and took a little bit, but we got it done.
That's awesome. And lastly, we have a question from Dragonate. He would like to know, why are you being selectively blind to the non-watermelons you could have chosen for your avatar?
Because all of the other ones were red herrings, and they were worse options. There were only two options, which was watermelon and avocado. And since I'm a great man of the people and a huge proponent of the poor man's butter, I chose the avocado, also to honor and respect my dear friend Trizlet and Rizzle, because Rizzle is an avocado and Trizlet loves avocado. This is facts. Check your ink cartridge. And Dragonate, you should spend less time worried about my fruit and worried about the prostitutes that show up inconveniently to your home. And I can't, no, don't say false. It's not false. You said it. This is it was a recorded space, sir. You said that the prostitutes just show up a day later, and then you don't complain to customer service because they're still like top quality or whatever with their girthy dongs. And that honestly, seriously, I get you're just happy that they're there. But seriously, at some point you're gonna want to have a dinner party, and that shit's gonna come back and it's gonna bite you right in the keister. And I'm just looking out for you. I'm trying to be a friend.
Yo, shout out Kane. This was like actually perfect. We're gonna do this giveaway. I'm gonna play like game show host now, but this was like the idea. You gotta like stick around for the whole thing and get red pilled by all of Kane's knowledge in exchange for sticking around for this giveaway. Also, in this Voxels parcel, Kane had mentioned there's another guest book. If you sneak around the corner while we're doing this, I managed to find it. It's in one of these rooms around here. So sign that one. This is, if you didn't sign ours, it's basically too late. Is there anyone in here? You can give me your last thing right now, but I got the guest list pulled up on the wheel of names. We're about to spin this thing so that Rutger can mint a live edition of his piece of art that he was talking about earlier. If anyone has any questions for Kane or Rutger, make sure you hit them up in the chat box or DM them, harass them. You have our permission. It's like part of our imaginary waiver that you sign as becoming a speaker on the WIP.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
If hypothetically, and this is less about me or my project or something selfish, it's more about just helping a friend. If you were ordering, some Senegalese gentleman to your home for sexual purposes, and you have a general time, I imagine, of when you would want something like that. They do not show up at that particular set time. They show up, in fact, a day later, a whole day later. Like, you're not even in the mood. Again, I'm judging. I'm projecting. I'm judging based on my libido, right? I don't know what his libido is like. This man is obviously voracious, ready for it at any time. But if they show up a day later, you're making pancakes. You're on a whole different fucking wavelength now, and it's just like knock, knock, knock. Here we go. Fuck party time. Do you at the very minimum have a word with customer service? I don't know. If it's a pimp in the back with a wad of cash. I don't know what brothel customer service works like, but there has to be some form of, like, Karen needs a person to talk. I'm speaking to the manager. At the very minimum, I demand a discount. What do you do in that scenario?
Dude, this is why we got a crew, man. I lean on different people in the WIP crew for like different areas of expertise, and my understanding is Dragonate's got like these types of situations covered. So my first order of business would be to lean on the people in their area of expertise. That I know and trust within Web3. I think that's what it's all about out here.
See that, and that right there. But that's why you need Plan B, because Plan B can't be C Plan A. When your backup needs backup, your backup, sir, needs backup. Dragonade is the culprit here. He doesn't know what to do in this scenario. He's just taking it, not the way he wants, the other way. He's just accepting poor quality sex work, and I don't listen. Sex work is work. And I don't care which way you're putting. You putt from the rough, from the green. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how you come. Get your June bug out safely and consentingly. That's all I give a fuck about. But when you're getting poor quality service, that just something about that's been eating at me since last week. That they're just showing up with this cavalier attitude as though whenever they show up is okay, and he's not saying nothing about it. I want to intervention him as a community.
Yeah, Kane, I'll address this, man, and then let's spin this wheel. Are you on this wheel? I got it in the screen share here, so click on my name in the screen share. So yeah, dude, the backup to the backup is historically a problem, man. If you haven't been paying attention, if Dragonate doesn't have any answers for us, usually everything just breaks when it comes to like the tech side of things. So we all basically just like flail our arms around and know that the house is burning down around us, and then say like, yeah, we'll just try it again next week, and send Dragonate back to the box that he was born in the metaverse. That's an old WIP joke for anyone who's been here for a while. Yo, I'm gonna spin this wheel. We got Rutger in this house still. I believe we're gonna mint this thing live, or at least promise the winner one of these live things. Promise the winner who wins live one of these things. So let's give it a shot. Wheel is on live, so that y'all know I'm not rugging you, and I'm gonna spin this thing right now. Good luck, everyone. Hey, yo, perfect. If y'all know Patrizia, and if you don't know, you should know Patrizia. Her and Fabiano designed the wonderful hamburgers that we were zipping around on earlier, and a ton of the voxel gifts that have been given out on a weekly basis for a very long time here. So love to see people who have contributed so much to the WIP win stuff here. Rutger, I'm going to throw the mic back over to you. In the meantime, hop in world, everybody, because we're going to take a group shot in the Rare Skrilla Villa here, where a whole bunch of people are in this this little main room here. But Rutger, how do you want to do this?
You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I just switched devices again, so I'm fine. Yeah, how I want to do it? I'm gonna mint it right now, and if the winner, if she can send me her ETH address, I can send it right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there like a reveal or anything that we should? Can you drop like a image or a link to it, or what's the best way to do this?
I will go there now. It's like if you go to absolution.art, I will connect, and I will mint the one that you see at the moment. But you don't know which traits are there. But you know what the cover image will be. And then I will put in the link, the Arweave link in here, so people can watch the animation start.
Yo, that would be awesome. Yeah. Yo, thank you so much, Rutger. That's very generous of you to do the giveaway. It's such a dope piece of art. Yo, Kane, thank you so much for hopping on and dropping knowledge. And I got the sneak peek of the album. I had to actually open up Telegram for the first time in like a year in order to like listen to the album that Kane sent me. But I did it for Kane, and appreciate the sneak peek that he gave me and everyone else here who was here early at the WIP. Yes, the album is fire. Let's see. Kane is suggesting doing a group shot on the roof. I'm not sure if we have a direct link for that, but there's a bunch of people piling into voxels now. While we sort it out, why don't we throw the mic back over to Paradox, who has, it seems like Paradox has been away forever. He was like, we had break for U.S. Thanksgiving, and then like was a little bit under the weather for WIPsgiving, even though he put together like a banger of a video recap of it last week, if y'all didn't see it. So let's get Paradox rolling. It looks like Kane and Ballistic dropped links to where we're at on the roof, so let's head on over there for a group shot, and I'll throw it over to Paradox. Welcome back, dude.
It's a rare one, by the way. Just found out.
Oh, snap. Yo, congratulations, Patrizia, on the rare one as well. Yo, victory.
Cool. Yeah.
Just a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? 5x5, 2x2, 10x10, X. Okay, cool. So who the hell is this guy chatting at you now? Well, if you've not been listening, I am Paradox. I am resident WIP. Wait, where we photo video. So if you are new to WIP, I
Your audio died, like badly.
how's that? Testing,
Much
testing.
better.
Okay, it's the story of my life at the minute. Died for a couple of weeks there. My computer blew up, so we're working on the secondary system. If you can still hear me, let's move this along nice and quickly this week, shall we? So, Dragonate, do you want to kind of play a little bit of music just on the low? And what we're going to do is everyone can kind of gather near the DJ, please. So, follow the links up to the roof and head over near the DJ. And face outwards, please. I'm an anonymous white guy, so I'm floating. So just face towards me and throw up some dance moves. Give everyone a second. Okay, over towards the DJ, please. Any last stragglers? Come on, Foxy. Come on, Rizzo. Come on, Johan. Straight up to the roof. Nearly there, nearly there. Okay, we'll wait for Foxy and then we'll get going. So, Foxy, right on the DJ, please. And you, Mr. Brookhawk. Okay. I'm just gonna get a couple of shots here. Thank you, Dragonate. Fade, fade, fade. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Hopefully my audio is still going. Yeah, definitely destroyed my life the last couple of weeks, but we're back and happy. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side next week, and yeah, it'll be good. Cheers, guys. Paradox out.
Yo, thank you, Paradox, so much. Glad you're back in the fold. Shout out Kane, shout out Rutger. Thanks for the giveaway. Yeah, he dropped a link to the one that Patrizia won, and we'll be getting that ETH address over to you. So big congratulations to Patrizia. And everyone who signed the guest book is going to be. We were unable to get the colors right into the parcel. However, they are awesome and will show up in your wallet looking correctly. Yo, great picture, Brookhawk. I think that's it for this week. Yo, we're back next week with a banger with teaming up with Avagachi for the full whip next week. They got new Avagachi VRMs and a whole lot of new games, and we're coordinating with them for like a special whip event, tinkering around with all their new stuff and taking the VRMs for a tour. With that, thanks everybody for coming out, and I'm going to throw the mic to Show for the Afties.
Wait, is this thing on? Yeah! Yeah! It's time for the Afties! Hot takes, opinions, thoughts. Let's go!
Hey. Hey.
Hi.
Whip fam. Whip fam. They can't keep getting away with this. They can't keep getting away with this. Whip fam. Whip fam! Click on my screen. If you're in the voice channel, click on my screen. They can't keep getting away with this. Who's they? Look at my screen. Look at the top of that blue banner. This was a missive from Chase Bank in the UK. I want you to look at the box that is red. Actually, no, fuck it. We're gonna read the whole thing. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Our policy around crypto is changing. Here's what it means to you. Hi. First off, this fucking hi is so aggressive. This is so. Don't. Oh my god. Just any kind of institution starting off an aggressive thing like this with hi is so disrespectful. It is so. Oh my god. Hi. To help keep your money safe from fraud and scams, we're changing the types of payment you can make from Chase. From the 16th of October 2023, if we think you're making a payment related to crypto assets, we'll decline it. If you'd still like to invest in crypto assets, you can try using a different bank or provider instead, but please be cautious, as you may not be able to get the money back if the payment ends up being related to fraud or a scam. We've made this decision because fraudsters are increasingly using crypto assets to steal large sums of money from people. Declining these payments is one of the ways we're helping keep you and your money safe. For all of my international homies here who always say, "Oh, that's just some American shit. That's just some you spoiled fucking Americans." In my country, we don't do that. In my country, we do. This is the United Kingdom. This is like a couple of fucking hours away from America. This is European shit, not American shit. This is not even just European shit. This is just shit. So, in order to protect me from some nebulous, vague threat to my money, you're going to fuck around with transactions and things moving in and out of your institution in order to my physical possession. Actually, let me get a little bit more specific here. You're saying that this thing that I trust more because it's more transparent is stealing from me when your institution charges me wire fees, international wire fees, for me just transacting, just because you're the middleman, because your institution uses my money as collateral that reports my money in taxes so that can be taken out, that allows these fucking student loan issuers to fucking dip into my shit, to dip into my chip. But there's some nebulous fraudster. I said this like a year and a half and 2 years ago. Fraudster sounds too close to hipster. I feel offended, and I'm not even a fucking hipster. But at the same time, it's such a general term that it can mean, hipster could mean anyone in New York and San Francisco and shit. if you're in a voice channel and you're still here, you're probably like, dude, we hear this all the time, man. This isn't new. Why are you telling me this? Why are you telling me? You talk about banks all the time. You talk about this stuff all the time. The reason why I'm talking about this right now is because of this little tidbit. Pardon me. She makes my throat itch. This bitch makes my fucking throat itch. And again, I have to say this again for people who are brand new. If I use the word bitch, I'm not referring to a specific gender. It's an energy. It's a personality. It represents a unique personality. It represents an energy signature that is a fucking distortion. That's what I mean. An irrational distortion in the flow of time and inevitable things. A rock in a river that's flowing in the way it's supposed to flow. A pebble that seeks to stop other pebbles that are flowing downstream so they can become a fucking dam, so things can overflow into the fucking brush. You make my fucking throat itch, bitch. Listen to this.
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems that have built up over many years, know your customer, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Okay.
Hold on. That was very fast. That was very fast. We're gonna listen to this shit one more fucking time.
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems that have built up over many years, know your customer, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Okay.
At this point, they've been throwing their pebbles at the house of crypto, and they're no longer hiding their hands. We now know that Jamie Dimon is the one behind the scenes that has bought Senator Elizabeth Warren, and in a way has purchased Gary Gensler. First off, why do they have matching hair? Since when has this hair been in style? You know how I know it's fake? Because if you look at the gentleman to his left, no, his shit still looks, he looks like he was trying to be something too. Jamie Dimon's sideburns are dark, but yet everything else is steel white. You are out of touch, sir. It's cringe, tacky. It's you're holding on, you're clasping, and you're holding on for dear fucking life in this fucking river that's flowing out of this tributary that you call the fiat banking system. The fact that you're saying that crypto is semi-anonymous enough is ridiculous as shit. That people are avoiding taxes with crypto, yet through crypto, it's the easiest way to fucking report your shit. Everything is transparent. It's like I have a harder time trying to locate transactions by utilizing a customer service rep from Chase than I do finding transactions from my own self-custody. They're like, hold on, let me get you a manager. What date was that? I don't know. We're not seeing it. Sorry, our computers are on the fritz. They're on the fritz, sir. Sorry, let me connect you to a rep that's in India who can barely understand. And no offense to my Indian homies who I love dearly, but god damn it, I want to create a bridge. I want to understand you. But if you keep feeding into a fucking stereotype by having third party you make it difficult. I think it's intentional. I think it's intentional because I think you are the fraudster, sir. I think that your curmudgeon calcified pineal gland shit is oh god, the words escape me because the frustration is real just looking at the fact that you represent something that we should have evolved from a long time ago. The suit, the bank suit. We evolved from complaining about tinfoil shit. It's annoying. People in a voice channel don't want to hear about me talking about a bank suit in 2023. We've had Generation Xers fighting a good fight in the early 90s. We had Bernie Sanders fighting in 2000 BC when he was a caveman living in a cave and he had a rock. Bernie Sanders is a suit too. My point is that it's so blatantly, it's so blatantly disrespectful. It's so blatantly disrespectful to have this woman who came in and said that she was a kindergarten teacher and that paints this picture as if like she cares, that she has some kind of empathy, but really she was bought off. And then she ran some counter campaign saying that she's against banks, but yet she's deep in the pocket. She's so deep in the pocket. If you notice, her hair is matching the person who bought her. Her tacky ass starched fucking blazer, the color, literally, if you get the hex code, if I were to screenshot this and lift the hex code of this jacket, I swear to fucking God, it will literally match. It will literally match. You see the banner? You see this fucking banner right here? It will literally match this Chase banner. This color right here, they purchased it from Pantone. And I swear it's the same exact hex color as this fucking blazer that she's wearing. It's so blatantly fucking obvious that they added a Twitter whatever the fuck this is all called, because X is always adding some shit. But shout out to everybody. No wait, there was a better one. I found a better one where they fucking went nuts on this shit and they gave like points. They were explaining. Brian Armstrong, which by the way, he is gallivanting and running around. If you notice, by the way, the background to his PFP also seems to be the same fucking color as Chase. He said, "Oh, it's totally inappropriate behavior from Chase UK." This is their UK bank that Rishi Sunak, who is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who's supposed to be pro-crypto, they have some I don't know what kind of laws they have going on, but it appears that Chase doesn't respect your policy. I've been losing my voice lately because this is pissing me off. This is pissing me off. The fact that they would rather have customers debank They would rather have customers debank instead of working with them. Says a lot about them. A bank deciding not to custody money on some idea is asinine and ridiculous. It goes against them. A bank looking to debank a customer, their main thing is retention. That's how they keep generating money and requesting things. To keep you in their cycle, their loop. The fact that they would rather have you decoupled, de-looped, debanked says a lot about this ideology. Here's something else. Who said it? Who said it? Shout out to Gabe Shapiro, LexNode. LexNode said, so why is JPM heavily invested in consensus? I'm confusion. He's confused, but I'm confusion. Because I agree. In Thera, the RPC, the main RPC for MetaMask and the others, the main node that we use by default is run by consensus, which is owned by JP Morgan fucking Chase. But yet, this is his ideology. I don't know what's going on in the C-suite, y'all. I don't know. But I was going to ask about what your predictions were going to be for 2024. But to be honest, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through to this edition of the Afties. Shout out to the entire leadership team at meme.com. Shout out to all the presenters presenting presentable things. Shout out to the WIP crew. You know I love each and every single one of you. And last but not least, WIP fam, do what you do with the information that's provided to you. You're getting it before anybody else. You're getting it concisely before anybody else. Oh, you wanted me to talk about the fact that BTC was mooning? You wanted me to talk about BTC mooning on the reports of the ETF coming? There's a time and place for that. Let's see. We're crossing our fingers. This ain't the first time the shit moon. There may be a correction coming, depending. There may be some bullshit that's in the pipeline from the SEC, because they always manage to do some dumbass shit. We don't know yet until the shit hits the fucking thing. It'll cross the finish line in a month. We'll see. I don't know. But much love, and I'll see you later.